This is a how-to video for intricate dies, whether they be Spellbinders or Prima, Cheery Lynn, the thinner type dies. You need to use a shim on a lot of these cuts. It doesn't cut all the way through. Used a shim on this one and it cut out just fine. Way to do that if you don't already know how. Use your multi-purpose platform. A shim, whether it be, everybody's machine is calibrated differently. So some people need a thicker shim, some people need thinner. It could be plain cardstock, thin piece of chipboard, medium chipboard, whatever you need to do to get your cuts as they go through. Your clear cutting pad, your cardstock, your die, clear cutting pad. Run it through. Sorry, little testy. You have no idea how many images I have cut to do this. I'm hoping this one works. Okay. Wax paper really depends on what it is that you are cutting. Something like this with this big part in the middle, you can just pop it through. Sorry, it fell on the ground and it popped out on its own. These aren't real delicate pieces, so you should not need wax paper. This one here, no wax paper. Let me... It's not real delicate. Using a Martha Stewart stylus to do this. There's a set, comes with 3 different styluses, styli, who knows. But you don't need the wax paper. It comes out just fine. Granted, it would come out a little bit easier with the wax paper, but not necessarily with these. With something like this, very delicate, intricate cuts. These are very thin lines. You need wax paper. If you do not use wax paper, this is what happens. It rips and tears. I did my best with the pokey tool to get this out. As I was pulling it on it, it just ripped. Not good. Put a lot of work into this one and I got nothing out of it. With the wax paper, literally just press in the center. That bad puppy just popped out. Make sure to, as you can see, you can't really see that wax paper on there. You can see it's a little glossy. It looks like glossy paper, or at least I hope you can see that it's glossy. And it comes right out. Voila, it's beautiful. I do have a few more examples. This one is no wax paper. And it comes out, but it's not really delicate, intricate stuff. Ooh, got too much going on over here. And again, kind of bulky, as you can see here. Just press in the center, no wax paper, came out just fine. Just press those little pieces and boom, you're good. This one had wax paper. It is a Prima die. It's very pretty, but because of the wax paper, it just slides right off. And these Next tip is using a foam pad, and there's a technique to the toothbrush. You press down like you're dabbing, and the pieces stick to the foam. Don't have to be real delicate. Well, at least I'm not being delicate. I'm actually really pressing into it. It's pretty thick cardstock. And the pieces are just popping out and sticking to the foam pad. Okay, you get the idea. Okay, as for this, you have the wax paper stuck in here and a few pieces of the cardstock. Go ahead and poke it through a little bit and peel off that wax paper. It comes off real easy. It's actually kind of pretty. I want to figure out how to stick this wax paper onto something, because if it's a solid image and you stamp underneath it, it'd be really pretty. But here you have all of this stuff still stuck in here in those holes. Let me flip that over. If you press down, again, actually on this one you can just go ahead and brush it. You don't need to be delicate, just brush real hard. And most of it came out. The ones that didn't, that's what the foam pad is for. You press down, you got to put some pressure into it so the bristles go down into those holes and press them into the foam pad. The foam pad then holds on to those little pieces. And I've gone as far as actually doing it with some force and really jamming those toothbrush bristles down into the holes, and that works too. On this one here, on the Spellbinders are a little bit harder. These little tiny holes, I'd have to say, are a little bit of a pain in the butt, but you can get them through. This does work with the foam pad, or you can do this and you're just really just tapping the head of the toothbrush into the little holes, and that works too. I have literally spent hours and hours today trying to figure out the method to all of this stuff, because everybody's saying, yeah, it works. And the toothbrush does work. It's a definite go. I could keep going on that one. I'm not going to. These other ones, again with the foam pad, this one I could brush and brush and brush and brush all day long. It normally doesn't do anything. And at that time, Murphy's Law, we're on television. Okay, this one, it's kind of intricate, but not really. It's not delicate. I did not use wax paper on this. It came out just fine. And then I just tap out those little holes. Okay, I think that's my last. One more. Wrong one. Oh, one of the other tips. A lot of people use these pokey tools to get their cardstock out of these. Well, when you do that, because they're very pokey, it pokes holes in your stuff unless you do it at an angle. after all the work of running it through the machine and all of that, I'm not a fan of putting holes in mine. That's why I use these Martha Stewart ones. They work great. That was with wax paper. As you can see, came out great. Brushing this one isn't doing a whole lot of good. But tapping it, great. The foam, not so much. But I'm using a medium toothbrush. But, you know, on some of them, for all the work that you're putting in, doing all this other stuff, you could have just used your pokey tool and just tapped them all out. And sometimes you just got to put a little bit more effort into the pretty embellishments. Okay, one of the other things I wanted to show you is, well, that's not the prime example. To emboss or not. I'm not sure if you can see that. I think you can. This one here is not embossed. This one is. You can see the impressions here, they're popped up. Bunch of little dots. You got nothing here. I didn't run this through with the embossing mats after I cut the image. It looks so much better this way. It even embossed a little frame around that this one didn't get. To emboss, you use your multi-purpose platform opened to flip open one of them. You're using tab 1. A clear cutting mat. Pretend that there is cardstock in there. It goes cut side up. Put your little rubber pad. Unfortunately, yes, I used the wrong kind of dies and it cut through mine. Then you use this black pad, actually, and then you run it through and it comes out embossed. It makes it a little bit harder to get them out once you emboss them, but you know what, it works. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it.